The big announcement this morning, Senator Rand Paul has officially kicked off his presidential campaign.
And Governor Beshear vetoed part of the spending bill to prevent cuts to several programs. Bill Bryant has your bottom line.
Good evening. The late Governor Happy Chandler ran brief bids for national office, but for the first time since Lexingtonian Henry Clay was the nominee of the Whig Party for president, a Kentuckian is running a serious campaign for the White House. U.S. Senator Rand Paul kicked off his campaign in front of a large crowd and heavy media presence in Louisville at noon today. Paul says he will run a campaign that demonstrates his desire to broaden the base of the Republican Party and return America to what he calls the principles of liberty and limited government. He opened his announcement by saying, "We have come to take our country back."
We've come to take our country back from the special interests that use Washington as their personal piggy bank. The special interests that are more concerned with their personal welfare than the general welfare. The Washington machine that gobbles up our freedoms and invades every nook and cranny of our lives must be stopped.
Paul also makes it clear that he will continue to pursue re-election to his U.S. Senate seat from Kentucky, although state law forbids candidates from running for 2 offices at once. To get around that, he's convinced Kentucky Republicans to hold a presidential caucus next year. But if he were to win both nominations, he would still face a choice, and current state law would not allow Republicans to replace him on the November ballot. Paul is the second official 2016 presidential candidate. His fellow Republican Senator Ted Cruz of Texas is already in the running. It's expected that as many as a dozen other GOP candidates may file soon. On the Democratic side, it now appears that former First Lady, Senator, and Secretary of State Hillary Clinton is on the verge of announcing. Reports indicate she has leased office space to house her campaign headquarters in New York. Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell has expressed his support for Paul's presidential campaign, but he was not in Louisville for the campaign kickoff today. Instead, McConnell made several stops in central Kentucky, where he talked about world and national policy. In Frankfort, Governor Beshear has vetoed part of the state spending bill that would prevent cuts to a variety of programs. House Bill 510 was passed to spend about $68 million in tobacco settlement money, but Beshear says a lot of that will be needed to cover a budget shortfall estimated at $38 million. Bill Bryant, WKYT.
Looks like another stormy evening taking shape across central and eastern Kentucky. I've got showers and thunderstorms blowing up on Live First Alert Defender just ahead.
Wet and windy weather, no match for a 20-year-old radio tower that's used for radio emergency signals.
A Montgomery County man enters a guilty plea for manslaughter for hitting another man with his truck.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. WKYT News starts now with First Alert Weather.
Could be rough tonight. Showers and storms are ramping up as we head into the evening hours, and storms are expected to roll into the region in the next couple of hours.
We have declared a First Alert Severe Weather Day to keep you informed. WKYT Chief Meteorologist Chris Bailey is tracking it all for us on the First Alert Defender. Chris?
Yeah, Defender getting busy this afternoon now into the early evening hours with those thunderstorms that are gathering a little steam across parts of north central Kentucky especially. We continue to watch this thunderstorm that has a little bit of a bowing segment in it, and right on the top of that bow is where sometimes you can get the atmosphere to spin. You can actually almost see that in the radar representation here on the southeastern side of Henry County. And for that reason, for another 5 minutes or so, that is a tornado warning out for Henry County. No reports of tornadoes, funnel clouds, or anything, but Defender is picking up on that weak rotation. It's suggesting it's not as strong as what it was looking at a few minutes ago, and that is getting ready to push across sections of the Owen County area, southern parts of Owen County, just to the south of Owenton, and that'll skirt across parts of Scott County coming up here over the next little bit. As of now, that has only been extended as a severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Owen County, but really going to keep an eye on the southern end of this for not only heavy rain, but gusty winds and hail across parts of Franklin County. That will roll into Scott County. If you go into 3D Defender mode here, as we are, you can see the strongest or the tallest part of this storm is actually now on the southern edge of this. This is where we're likely to pick up on some high winds, getting ready to hit the downtown Frankfort area and across Peaks Mill, Stamping Ground, into sections of Scott County coming up over the next half hour or so. So damaging winds, hail, and torrential rain. This is an area that had flooding a little earlier in the day, and I suspect we're going to see additional flooding issues coming up here very shortly for parts of Franklin County, Owen County, into Scott, and maybe even into Harrison and Bourbon counties, areas that simply don't need it. Here's the southern edge of this. When you start to see this quick ramp up of the colors of red and oranges here, that could be a damaging wind indicator on the southern end of that. So Franklin County, batten down the hatches. Strong winds coming into town. General run-of-the-mill showers and thunderstorms across parts of the Lexington area now, though we go into Mercer County. Little curlicue beginning to show up here. We'll have to keep an eye on that storm. It's a very slow mover, and it is putting down just a ton of rain right now. The actual line of thunderstorms, the severe line that has prompted the watch, that includes the Lexington Metro, still well off to our west as of now. That's going to continue to roll its way on toward the east. So as we go through the next 2 to 4 hours, severe weather threat, mainly wind and hail, and again, a very small tornado threat with some of these storms if we continue to get enough little spin in the atmosphere. But just because you see a radar that has some spin in it doesn't mean that's going to equate to a tornado extending down all the way from the cloud to the ground. We're going to continue to watch Live First Alert Defender, guys. No active warnings for the Lexington Metro as of yet, or our immediate coverage area. As soon as that happens, we'll get you up to date on what to expect.
Thank you, Chris. An old radio tower was no match for the wild weather we had last weekend.
The tower that is used to carry emergency radio signals in Boyle County came crashing down from its perch on a knob in the Parksville community. WKYT's Phil Pendleton is in Danville and tells us how it happened. It's our top story at 5:30.
It was so wet and windy late Friday into Saturday that this tower that is used for radio signals came toppling down. Emergency officials say the area received so much rain that the guy wires in the ground became dislodged and loose. One of the larger ones pulled loose, and the wind on top of the hill took the tower down. The repeater tower is used to transmit police, fire, and other emergency transmissions, all of which have been transferred to other towers to assure communication goes on. The entire tower will have to be replaced.
Even the coax wiring that goes around cannot be reused either. So, yeah, it's fortunately we didn't have any damage to our radio equipment that is in the little building behind me.
And it is an expensive tower. I'm told that it costs about $30,000. They hope to have it repaired in the next couple of weeks. In Boyle County, Phil Pendleton, WKYT.
Officials tell us that they're not able to clean up the tower site until insurance adjusters can get there and process the scene. Madison County emergency management officials are working to get help for victims of last week's flooding. They put out a plea on Facebook asking for photos of damage from people affected by the storm. They're hoping it will help speed up the process of getting a bigger picture of the damage so they can apply for federal help for the community as soon as possible.
We've been in enough disasters that we have an idea what to do and how to do it to make it the best we can for our citizens.
They say they're looking mainly for pictures of flooding as it pertains to buildings, not necessarily pictures of flooding in fields and lawns. If there is enough damage, people in Madison County could be eligible for low-interest loans or grant programs.
U.S. Senator from Kentucky Rand Paul officially kicking off his campaign for the presidential race earlier today. In his speech, Senator Paul called for reforming Washington by pushing for term limits and a constitutional amendment to balance the budget. He argued that both parties are to blame for the rising debt, saying it doubled under Republican administration and tripled under President Obama. Although he was not in Louisville for the kickoff, Senator Majority Leader Mitch McConnell expressed his support for Paul's presidential campaign.
I think he's made an incredible dent on the population already. I mean, I think his candidacy is being taken very seriously. I think he's a credible candidate with a real shot, and I know we're all proud of that in Kentucky.
Senator McConnell made the comments while speaking to the Jessamine County Chamber of Commerce. Senator Paul hits the campaign trail tomorrow with stops in New Hampshire, South Carolina, Iowa, and Nevada.
It has been 3 years since a Montgomery County man was hit and killed after he was pinned against a wall by a pickup truck. Today, the man behind the wheel pled guilty to manslaughter, but the victim's mother says he should have faced a much stiffer penalty. WKYT's Sam Smith was in the courtroom when the plea was entered.
Do you understand that by pleading guilty today, you'll be waiving certain constitutional rights to which you're entitled, but which you're otherwise giving up?
Yes, ma'am.
Joseph Julian admitted to his role in the death of David Ballard back in 2012. He maintains he accidentally hit Ballard with his pickup truck, killing him. Ballard's mother had a chance to address Julian face to face.
But what you did was murder. And may God have pity on your soul.
Judge Beth Lewis Mays says this was Julian's 5th DUI. And as part of the plea deal, Julian is sentenced to 8 years in prison. Now, Julian has been in jail on these charges for more than 1,000 days, and he will get credit for time served.
And I don't know why, with his actions, inappropriate actions that he did that night, that he was not charged with murder.
Judge Mays says there wasn't enough evidence at the scene to determine whether or not Julian intended to hit and kill Ballard. That's why he was charged with manslaughter and received the 8-year sentence.
I'm not happy with it.
With this case closed, the Ballards can try to gain some closure, even though it's not the ending some expected.
And I hope you have to suffer the same thing that David did that day.
In Montgomery County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Ballard was a Jeffersonville city commissioner and owned a barbershop in Mount Sterling. Let's turn it over to Chris now for some updated weather information.
Yeah, that severe thunderstorm or potential severe thunderstorm now actually going severe on us here into Franklin County. Severe thunderstorm warning until 6:05 parts of Franklin and Scott counties. That's one we were talking about just a little bit ago. That is just to the north of downtown Frankfort, Peaks Mill, the western parts of Scott County included in that. Again, that'll go until 6:05. Damaging winds, large hail, the primary players. We're tracking additional showers and thunderstorms and the potential flood threat as we go through the evening.
Phone calls from telemarketers can be a real nuisance. Carolyn from Lexington has our good question tonight. She's asking, how do you go about stopping telemarketers? I'm on the no-call list on both my cell phone and my home phone. Well, Carolyn, in a minute, I'll give you a way to file a complaint with the Kentucky Attorney General's office. But first, many people don't realize this. Telemarketers are not included on this no-call list, and here's those that are not included. Telemarketers who have a prior or existing business relationship with you. Telemarketers who have received an express request from you to call. Telemarketers with whom you've had an existing debt or contract. People soliciting only donations for charities, and telemarketers who call your business. Also, political calls and telephone surveys or polls. Now, if you get a call from a telemarketer that is not within one of those exceptions, you can file an online complaint by simply going to the Attorney General's website. You can also call the Attorney General's toll-free telemarketing complaint hotline. Here's the number, 1-866-877-STOP. or 7867. Or you can also mail a written complaint form in to the AG's office. If you have a good question, go to WKYT.com.